Greetings, diners, and welcome to another edition of the Collapse Cafe here on the Doomstead Diner. And we are in front of a real coffee shop today to do a cafe. Isn't that nice? I'm sitting out in the parking lot right in front of the drive-thru, and I am right off the corner of Tudor Road and Lake Otis Parkway here in beautiful Midtown Anchorage. And so it's a little loud because it's a main intersection and there are a lot of cars and planes overhead, so it's fossil fuel central here. Okay, we are just burning the midnight oil, so to speak, in this parking lot, and as they are all over the rest of the world. What am I talking about today? Well, today I guess the most important thing, or the biggest thing in the news, is all the shenanigans going on in the world of the POTUS election. Okay, we had an assassination attempt on El Trumpo earlier this week, which is of questionable veracity as to what went on with that. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then on the other side of the aisle, with the demo dopes, we have Joe Biden, our senile commander-in-chief, who is being pushed to resign and not embarrass the demodopes any more than they have already been embarrassed. Wow, now I got jets. I got 2 fighter pilots going over me. Oh, this is just great. Contrails and everything. And here goes an SUV. Oh, this is just great. Fucking sonic boom, practically. The Russians invading? I don't know. And let's see, besides the fact that he is losing his marbles, he also has COVID. So he's off the campaign trail currently, and we don't know what kind of information he's being fed. He's self-isolating, and I think practically the only person that gets to see him is his wife, who is desperate to hang on to her position as lady-in-chief, first lady-in-chief, or whatever they call them, and does not want to stop hosting those nice parties and whatnot where she gets to hobnob with all of the movers and shakers of the world. So she does not want her hubby to resign and go forward with his campaign and almost certainly lose to his Trumpness because they're both, not totally with it, but of the two, Trump has held himself together just ever so slightly more. Holy cow. I do not know if I can continue doing this show because it is just a little bit too loud here. So that is not, it is an embarrassment. It's the best thing you can say about American politics right now in the American presidential election. I think we've got to be the laughing stock of the world in terms of what's going on, and either one of these guys as president is just it's just so unbelievably decadent, so lost in its purpose. Our whole country is lost, and it's just a horrible thing to see, you know, and to be a part of, an unwilling part of. But nevertheless, you know, I was born here. I've lived for the majority of my 66 years on the earth, on this go around in this country. I was a few years out of the country living in other ones, but most of the time has been here. And you know, going back to my earliest memories of Kennedy and then Nixon and Johnson, and it just, you know, I mean, I looked at it as you know, sort of a constant downhill as we went through, and each time we got a president who was worse than the one that was before him. You know, I didn't think we could get worse than Nixon, but you know, then we got Reagan, and I didn't think we could get worse than Reagan, and then we got Bush, you know, I didn't see how we could get worse than that. And then, you know, we end up with Trump the first go around, and then Biden. It's just so awful. I personally have never even been able to bring myself to vote in one of these elections since I, you know, was of voting age, 18. There hasn't been a candidate that even, you know, remotely I considered as a worthwhile person to be nominally in charge of the government. Now, you know, the other aspect of it is that it really, I've come to realize that it doesn't matter who we elect, because the system itself is so corrupt and so messed up that no matter who goes in, we end up with laws and legislation that constantly is eroding whatever kind of idea of freedom and democracy that the country was supposed to be founded. Not that it ever really was. So we go through this, and it's a charade every 4 years, and we just end up worse and worse and worse, and you know, there's nothing we can do about it. I've got people walking by me here, they're wondering what the fuck I'm doing, sitting out in the middle of a parking lot in my electric wheelchair recording a video. Whatever. So I don't know. All right, so let's move on from that embarrassment to another embarrassment, which is the supposed assassination on Trumpo. Okay. Now, we've had conspiracy theories going back to JFK, of course, and every time you get one of these assassinations or assassination attempts, you know, you try to look and you find some rationale for it, and, you know, is it believable? You know, was, you know, Lee Harvey Oswald really the only shooter? Was he, you know, just not involved with anything with the CIA, the mafia, or the Russians, or whoever? You know, same with Sirhan, the guy that shot Bobby Kennedy. Same kind of stuff, you know. Was he really a terrorist or what? You don't know, right? And you never find out the truth. And so there's just endless speculation, and eventually it just sort of dissolves into a kind of mythos, you know. And this is what's happening with this thing with Trump. Now, how believable is it, first of all, that this 20-year-old kid can get up on top of a building that is 100 yards away from where Trump is speaking? There's what do you call it? Secret Service all over the place. There are actually cops inside the building that he was on top of. He supposedly brought a ladder to this building to get on top of it, and he's up there with his AK-47 or his AR-15 or whatever the fucking rifle was, and takes a pot shot. And then he manages to just graze his ear. I'm sorry, but how could he manage to miss a kill shot by such a tiny margin? Okay? You know, what kind of amazing luck or bad luck, good luck, bad luck, depends on who you're rooting for here, is it that this occurs? But even so, I mean, the angle, the perfect angle that you have to be at to graze somebody's ear, you got to be straight in front of them, just to the right side of that ear, and so forth, you know. And then he apparently, though, managed to kill other people who were sitting around there. Now, they probably were 2-3 feet away at least. So how could he miss Trump by that much, but then get so close on this one shot to his ear, which just doesn't seem to work. Now, apparently, the teleprompter was shattered in the course of all this, so there's also a theory that it was shards of flying glass that actually hit him. So, you know, was he actually shooting at Trump, or was he just shooting to make a brouhaha there, and then create a disturbance around it? Was he actually doing this on his own, or was he put up to it? He apparently was a member of the Young Republicans or something like that a few years ago while he was in high school. But then again, supposedly 3 years later, he made a contribution to some Democratic PAC. All right, so he's switching sides. Which side was he actually working for in this little operation? You don't know. Just the whole clown act with the Secret Service, they apparently knew about it 20 minutes. They knew the guy was on top of the roof 20 minutes before he actually started taking shots. What were they doing for 20 minutes? Picking their noses? What? Eating donuts? I'm sorry. I can't buy any of it. It's all so outrageous, so bizarre, that it defies my imagination. It defies logic. It defies even illogic. I'm sorry, but I can't understand it. But that's the situation. So now, you know, he, of course, he is a hero because, he was so brave, and, you know, he was like still standing up there pumping his fist right after the guy took shots at him. You know, the fact that the Secret Service was letting him do that, there could have been another shooter. You know, the guy could have taken more shots. And then, after all of it, once the Donald is secured and safe, why did they have to kill him? Okay, I mean, they couldn't wound him. You know, he had to be shot down right there and then. You know, maybe we could have got some answers if they had taken him alive. And I can't believe they couldn't. They had to, you know, actually, you know, kill him on the spot. I mean, not just you know, with all those Secret Service guys and police around, they weren't able to just, you know, wound him and disarm him. So I don't know. I don't buy it. Okay, but that's the way it is. And as a result, at least currently, Trump will probably get himself elected. Particularly because who knows who the Democrats will actually put up as a candidate once Biden does resign, because I think he has to drop out. I mean, at this stage of the game, it's just ridiculous to expect that anybody's going to win. So, but all right, if he does run, he loses. If he doesn't run, somebody else runs in his place. Who are they going to put up? There's absolutely nobody with any kind of recognition in the Democratic Party in politics and so forth that could possibly win. My suggestion, of course, is they need to pick an actor. Okay, you know, like Ronald Reagan, right? Matthew McConaughey, he has been in toying with politics. He ran for governor in Texas, and he doesn't really have one party or the other. He's kind of swishy-swashy. He's got some Republican type leanings and some Democratic type leanings. He could be anything. So I think there's a good choice. I also think Scarlett Johansson would be a great choice, but I don't think Scarlett's interested. She's really hot, okay? And she's got, I mean, who wouldn't want the Black Widow, all right, as our commander-in-chief? I mean, that she would really instill, fear in our adversaries overseas, and be a great leader for the military and so forth. I don't know. Whoever it is, will, again, not be able to make a damn bit of difference as far as collapse is concerned. So why should we worry about it? Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the show, which is, I think, what I'm going to do. All right, I think that's enough for today. We've had enough of the airplanes, enough of the cars on the street, and I'm going to sign off, and that's all the news this time until next time, here on the Collapse Cafe of the Doomsday Night. Hasta la pasta, folks.